I'm not dead. I will never be. Don't even think about it. Before I die, I promise I will make some kind of AI clone of me so he can continue sharing my knowledge with you. So I'm sorry to realize that I screwed up when I was uploading this After Effects course, and you haven't seen this video yet. It wasn't uploaded on the channel till now. I promise to you that I'm back and I will do more videos from now on. Thank you so much for your patience. Keep posting comments and likes to show me that you really care about the work I do here, and enjoy watching this problem-solving class while I prepare the next After Effects and Nuke class for you. Stay subscribed to my channel, because I love you. So I've just completed keying this shot to prepare for this class. The most problematic area will be here, where besides the overblownness of the green screen, we will have a smoke in front of some stuff that will look like shit, and we will have to blur it and correct it. So let's start our struggling, because you learn by solving the problems, right? So let's start our keying. I can name my layers here. Main, mask. And now I want to duplicate this denoised footage to a very top and use key light on it. So I'd also like to open it as a layer to choose the color. So I've set it to combined matte. Now holding Alt and Control, I'm choosing the color. If the color doesn't change while you hold Control and Alt, then try clicking Alt a couple of times. This will make it change. So I'm mainly doing it for this guy, and I'm trying to remove all the green screen out. This is the core layer. We will have a soft key layer separately. So now we can choose intermediate result. Always choose intermediate result to dispel your matte after you completed all the masks and keying in the separate pre-comp. And I will duplicate this layer, disable the alpha mattes here. I will call this first one core, and the next one will be soft, because this is gonna be a soft key. I'm gonna choose again the combined matte and choose some very soft color to make this green screen as stable as possible. Yeah, and I also would like to increase the saturation a little to make it even more stable. Yeah, alright, in the soft key we are receiving already some issues. This is because his jacket is producing highlight that is more intense in green values and is being keyed much stronger than the soft green screen. If you open the layer, see what I'm talking about here. And I think the screen despot will help here. Just a little bit of it to get rid of that edge. Perfect. And it also solved these problems here. Seams on the green screen. Alright, now let's stack it with the intermediate result with core key and mask. We see that this edge still looks a little bit odd, because in the core key it's very harsh, and I think that we can filter our core key with the native key lights options a little bit by eroding it outside just a little bit. Green softness could also be useful here. Yeah, cool. I definitely have to do something about these bright spots here, and I have just a thing. I need to mask the soft layer, because it is the one producing them, with masks to control curves effect with them to stabilize the alpha in these regions. So let's select these regions inside of this layer, setting masks to none as we work with them. Like that. Again to none. To none. A little bit here. Let's scrap through the sequence to see where this highlight goes here. Kinda like this. We also would like feather them a lot. But before we do, let's throw a curves effect onto this soft layer. Now inside of our layers panel, let's add this mask to the compositing options of the curves effect. Let's set them to add mode. You see that they are not now cutting anything because they are working exactly with the curves effect now, and the curves effect will affect the layer only in these regions. So I'm gonna choose the alpha channel for the curves effect and bring its gain down. Yeah, exactly what I need. Now I'm gonna take the feathering tool and feather these masks until I'll get kind of a stabilization for this crazy green screen spots. We can also use like the masks feathering options to make them even more smooth. So I've hit the F on my keyboard to expand the feathering options, and this stabilizes exactly these regions. Yeah, cool, exactly what we need. Yeah, I got it. I want to make these two masks less opaque, maybe like 60%, to influence these regions less. And now reduce the alpha even more, like that. Yeah, now I probably stabilized it. Yeah, looks better than if I will control the color before the keying. I'm gonna adjust it all here. It will be more precise. Great, exactly what I wanted. Now the funny part, let's try to clean up everything else. So first of all, we need to blur these regions anyway. The screen dashboard black doesn't do everything. To do this, I want to create yet another couple of masks here with fast blur. So I will first create them. Let's solo this layer to see these places. Yeah, that's exactly what I want to select. And just fast blur will work as a charm here. I'm setting them to none if I don't want to see them while I'm working. Again, setting to none. Yeah, kind of like that. That's exactly what I want. Now I want to set them to add, and then I want to take the fast box blur, put it here, and add these masks to it. So mask 5, 6, and 7. So I need to blur these places just a little. Let's unsolo the layer. To turn off the masks, you can hit this masks visibility toggle. No, yeah, like that, blurring these places a little. Yeah, so blur of 3 is enough. Now I can feather the masks and expand them just a little bit. That's enough. Now let's deal with this thing first of all. So to be exact, it will be under the letterbox. Just a little part of it here will be left. I suggest we just deal with it first and then put the letterbox to see that everything worked. So let's pre-comp our foreground. Ctrl-Shift-C while layers are selected to foreground, moving all attributes there. And now I want to also pre-comp my key here inside of the foreground. This area here with the reflections of the green screen, we will have to reflect matte painting inside of it. So let's pre-comp it to key, the soft and core keys to key, and draw a mask here. So I already said if I'm talking too slowly, you can always make me faster in the YouTube playback settings, right corner. Thank you. Like that here. Oh, let's just subtract everything from here like that. And now we can Ctrl-Alt-C, copy it with the links inside of our key composition into the adjustment layer here. So without any alpha matte to adjustment layer. And change its mode to additive and parent the opacity of it to blur this region inside of this pre-comp, like that. This will help. And now in our foreground, where the mask is subtractive, we can dim down the opacity of it. But before it will work as needed, we should create one additive mask before it to add and then subtract. So feathering is linked, so it is linked to the mask which is blurred there. Now if we go to, well, we can lock this foreground composition to see it as well with the composite and control the mask's opacity here. like that. So this will so this damn you, coronavirus. Please folks, subscribe to my Patreon. I gotta buy more, you know, this lemons and oranges to survive. Make more classes for you. You then get access to all the project files for all the videos I've done, and for all the videos I will do if I will survive. Link is the first one in the description. I'm making new content every week. Thank you. So this will kinda give here a smooth transition between the green screen and the place where there is no green screen, but we will still have to deal with the smoke, at least right here. So let's deal with it. So to effectively extract it, we should first understand what contrast we can use here. So if we take like denoised footage and look closely in this place, we can see that smoke is bright in front of dark background. We want as dark background as we can get out of this footage before keying smoke out of it. We can do this with the echo effect. So let's put the echo effect on the denoised footage, select the minimum mode. We will accumulate the minimal pixels of each stabilized frame, and to step not on some crazy value, but exactly on one frame, we should divide 1 to 24 and put this value here. 0.0416 will be one frame in 24 frames per second, and we can set the number of echoes to some big number, and as we are echoing the forward frames, you can see that our plate will get a little bit darker now, as it will accumulate all the darkest states of each pixel for our stabilized footage. Did you get what I mean? Let's see what it's done. It just took all the darkest pixels from all the sequence for this stabilized footage, and our background got a little bit more dark so that it will be easier to subtract the smoke out of it. So to use this echoed denoised clean plate as a clean plate, we have to pre-comp it, as if we just freeze frame it on this frame, it won't work, as the time echo will echo the freezed frames of the whole sequence. So we have to pre-comp it. Let's pre-comp it. Source denoised. So minimum echo it. Move all attributes, and now we can freeze frame it on the first frame. Thus then we are using a forward echoed frames of all this sequence. And now if we take another source denoised layer, put it under our echoed source denoised layer, solo them both, select the upper one, and subtract this clean plate out of the plate with the smoke, we will get the smoke. If you did not get this, just rewatch it again. If you still won't get this, I will use this technique later on in my other videos, and you will understand it if you will subscribe to my channel and listen more carefully. We are subtracting the clean plate without smoke out of the footage with smoke and getting the smoke. This is what is happening here. So now I will cycle through the channels and see which one is mostly stable as blue channel. As the smoke is blue, I think I will extract it from it. So I should first pre-comp this smoke extraction. Here, okay. Now I want to use the shift channels effect to take all the other channels from the blue channel, as this way I can use a luma mat to key out of blue channel. And I want another source denoised layer to be controlled with the luma mat with this plate. This way I will map this smoke on top. So it's not exactly what I need, because I need to mask it, selecting the specific area which I want to take. Let's see on the last frame where the smoke goes, and cut it out here like that. And here of course I need some feathering. Let's do this with the mask feather tool. Cool. So we have to blur a little bit of edge here. Yeah, so to blur it without any issues, I want to go inside of smoke extraction comp, create an adjustment layer here, select this area, and use a fast box blur on it. Just 3 pixels will be enough. Let's feather. And I also want it to be more, opaque. So I think I will put a curves effect on this denoised layer and pull up the gain just a little. Or gamma with gain, like that. Yeah, and instead of normal mode, you can use screen mode. Be a little bit more blended. Alright, done. Alright, now let's spend some time comping the asphalt here. So I definitely want to extract it the same way I did with the upper part. I mean, subtract it with the mask, like that. Yes. And let's see where asphalt mask ends, like that. Now I want this same mask to be copied with the links Ctrl-Alt-C inside of our key to the blur adjustment layer without parenting its opacity, and we should change the mode to add. So now if I go to foreground, I can change here the opacity, and it is not linked, so it will add some native color back. Now I want the feathering tool, feather it, so this will make part of this guy cutting off. This will mean that we will have to key him with other kind of keying. First of all, let's bring back some of this luminosity here by decreasing the opacity of the subtractive mask inside of this comp, leaving the blurring mask inside of the keying composition in the adjustment layer opaque. Yes, this is what we need. Alright, and now let's spend some time working on the feathering of the masks, and yeah, so this piece could be removed completely. Let's disable it. Alright, I think that it is time to implement our letterbox to see the area on which we don't have to work. So to create the letterbox, you want to create the solid and take the calculator, divide 2500 by 245. The final letterbox will be 240, but it is better to leave some space. So we can take 1064 pixels, enable the refreshing by hitting the caps lock, and set it to stencil alpha. This way we will cut everything that we won't see in this footage. Let's see if our foreground is properly positioned. Yes, it is. Yeah, so letterbox is cutting most of that, but definitely not everything. If we did not do this smoke extraction and stuff, then this upper edge wouldn't work. It definitely helps us. So let's continue composite without it and leave some space in case the director wants to offset something. He will be able to do this. Alright, so there's a lot of work here left. The color correction of the matte painting, the feathering of the masks. I think that feathering of the masks and color correction of the matte painting and final tweaks we will do in the next class, which will be a compositing class. But in this class we will complete the keying. This means that we should key out the legs of this guy. Let's take the source denoise layer inside of the foreground pre-comp and cycle through the channels to see which one we like more. I think that I like more the green channel. So I will take the shift channels effect and take all the channels from the green channel. And now I'll take the curves effect, make everything bright, make everything dark, select his legs this way, best I can. Alright, I think this will work. Let's take another source denoised layer and just try to take it with luma inverted matte like that. So we obviously need a mask to select this area. And let's see where he goes to not miss a thing. Yeah, basically it works, but not always. Sometimes it doesn't work, but it will definitely help us. We can do a combined keying with green channel and blue channel. This will work better. Yeah, I think we can. Let's make the mat more white then, to eliminate some bad regions like that, and see if we don't miss his jacket here. Yeah, we do. Yeah, this will help. That I'm trying not to animate masks whenever I can, because this will make the compositing less bulky. Alright. So I gonna pre-comp this, Ctrl-Shift-C, this layer here, to Lex Mat. Move all attributes, and inside of it I'll duplicate the source denoise layer to use the blue channel as well, because I remember that it also was pretty nice. I think we can take something from it. Let's try. So I'm taking everything from the blue channel. I'll reset the curves on this layer, name it B, because this is the blue mat, this is the green mat. And now I'm gonna contrast it like that. So they are both dark. This means that I can use multiply mode to stack them together. And now it feels more complete. Let's see. Yes. Yes, it does. So let's go inside of this foreground pre-comp, and let's take the simple choker, use it on the Lex mat. And problem here is that the simple choker works only on the alpha channel, and our alpha channel here in the Lex mat is full, because we worked in the color channels. This means that we gonna shift channels again by taking the alpha from the luminance. We also can invert the mat before taking the alpha from the luminance. And then we can choke it. So let's use it as an alpha mat now. So it is inverted alpha. And use the simple choker to match this edge better. Yeah, and fast box blur. Always blur everything if you are not sure what you are doing. And this will make you famous. -1 for the simple choker. Yeah, exactly what I need. Maybe -0.75. Blur is okay. 0.5. Great. A little bit of issue there. I see it with my eye of a pixel fucker. Right there, you see this? This means that it should be corrected in the main mask somehow. Maybe with one more point on this wall mask. So yeah, that's it. A little bit of feathering more here and here. So you see, as I'm feathering things in some places, it doesn't affect them much because our keying is working everywhere. Alright, cool. Yeah, I'm starting to do already things from the next class. I think we will leave it for the next class. I can't stand this mask. I want to remove it. And on this, I will finish the keying class. I know that keying comes with compositing, but I want to make, less intense classes, as they are already too intense for the virgin brain to comprehend. But if you follow along from the start to finish, I really adore you. Thank you so much. Subscribe to my channel, throw an advanced spill suppressor onto our foreground pre-comp, putting it into ultra mode, and that's basically everything we should do. Alright, let's play it back. Yeah, looks mostly cool. I don't like this part where it is too opaque now. As we've extracted the smoke, we don't need it so much. I'll just make it less opaque by locking again another composite composition and go inside of my foreground pre-comp. Yeah, so this area will be under the letterbox, but I still may want to do a little bit color correction on it. So just a little bit. I will take an adjustment layer, copy this mask, maybe with the links to this adjustment layer here, Ctrl-Alt-C, Ctrl-V, make it additive, unlink the opacity, make it 100%, and now take the curves effect to make it a little bit less bluish. Yeah, now I want it to be more opaque, that like the green screen. Alright. Yeah, I think that we will complete everything in the compositing class. Letterbox is cutting it anyway. Let's play back our current state. So this concludes the keying class, and in the compositing class we will do, well, compositing, like compositing of this edge here with the asphalt, compositing of this nasty edge there, and color correction of the matte painting, some reflections of the matte painting, the reflections on stuff where it is absent, on this light post for example, looks like there's no reflections on them, and some glow out of the windows to, you know, make it feel like the background is as bright as the green screen. You should do this whenever your green screen is overblown. You should also correct the luminosity of your foreground. Yeah, so also you of course want to put your main mask on top of your key, which is blurred, so that we won't get any issues of blurred foreground here. Let's play it back. We will do all this problem solving and complete the shot in the next class. If you will not miss it by subscribing to my channel and my Patreon, my name is Kirill Pleshakov. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next class. Goodbye.